Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Today I am literally bouncing up and down with excitement because I have a bunch of items from the new MakseLife 2023 launch line to take a look at with you. I am super excited. So I am part of the MakseLife review crew team this year. So we got our products a bit early so that we could go through all of them with you, give you our thoughts, help you make your decisions while you are shopping. MakseLife's new line launches on October 20th. That's this Thursday, 2 days from now at 1 p.m. Eastern on MakseLife.com. So you can start your shopping then. If you are shopping and you want to use my affiliate link, it is down in the description below. And I do really appreciate that. That helps support this channel. Also, make sure you follow MakseLife on all of their social media pages and also check out their Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, Sierra, the founder of MakseLife, is going to be going live in their Facebook group later tonight, showing off all different things, taking questions, all different kinds of stuff. There are lots of other folks on the review crew team as well, so you can look for their content by searching the hashtag #MakseReviewCrew. I will put that across the screen, and also I'm going to be posting links to other people's stuff over on my Instagram, and MakseLife is going to be posting links to other people's stuff on the Instagram, so you can check out as many videos as you want. That way, if I am missing something that you really want to see, you can check it out over on another channel. I also might be going live tomorrow on Instagram, so stay tuned for that. We shall see how things go. I'm so excited to jump into all of these things. I do have a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to really quickly run through all of the things that I have. I'll just give you a little sneak peek, and then I will leave timestamps in the description below where I'll be diving into all of these things very in depth. I do have two planners. I have the quarterly companion notebooks and one of the flagship planners. I'm only going to go through the whole goal setting system one time. I'll do that first with the quarterly companion notebooks. So if you're curious about what MakseLife is, about the goal setting system, definitely check that out. I will do the two planners that I have, which again are the MakseLife quarterly companion notebooks, and then I do have a flagship planner in the horizontal layout. I surprised myself a little bit by this one, but I just really love this, and this cover is absolutely gorgeous. This cover was designed by Cindy Gunter-Baldo, who is here on YouTube. She is absolutely one of my favorite planner YouTubers. I was so excited to see that she was one of the cover artists this year, and I also just think this cover is absolutely gorgeous. So this is the flagship horizontal. I will be going over that in more depth, and I'll talk a little bit why I picked this over the vertical. So MakseLife does have a flagship vertical planner as well. I don't have that, but again, if you search the hashtag, you can find other folks that do have that. And they also have coil bound with regular coil, not wire undated daily planners that you can check out. They've also got some inserts and other things, and also a digital line, which I will not be reviewing here, but I know other folks are going to be reviewing it. So again, if there's something you want to see that I don't have here, and check the hashtag. If you can't find anyone who has it, let me know and I will look it up and send you a link to someone else. Beyond the two planners, I actually have all of the accessories that were offered. I just couldn't help myself. I just am so into MakseLife and so into this line. So we've got this amazing stencil. There is a new notepad that is the weekly overview notepad. So if you are familiar with their daily planner, this is the weekly overview page of the daily planner, now available in a notepad, which I absolutely love. And then there are two new journaling notebooks this year, a daily reflections and gratitude notebook and a daily intentions notebook. This one is intended to be used in the morning, and this one is intended to be used in the evening, so we will look at those both as well. And I also have the new absolutely gorgeous Folio, which is designed to hold the reflections and intentions notebooks or the companion notebooks, or a combination of those. They also offer regular plain doc grid notebooks. I don't have any of those, so that is the only accessory that I didn't purchase, but you can check those out. They also fit in here. This is absolutely gorgeous. We will take a closer look at that in just a little bit. And then there is a gift with purchase on the launch day. So if you shop on launch day, then you get this 2022 year-end reflections notebook. These are also going to be available for sale. I can't wait to take a look at this as well. So just really beautiful. And I just want to give a moment to shout out how absolutely gorgeous, aesthetic, streamlined the whole line is this year. It just really, I absolutely love the changes that were made this year. So again, I will leave timestamps in the description below if you want to jump around, or if there's a specific product that you really wanted to take a look at that, you can just consult that and skip around. I'm going to start with the quarterly companion notebooks, and in this overview, I will go into a little bit more in depth of what the MakseLife goal setting system is, why I love it so much. I've been using it all year. I actually do use the quarterly companion notebooks now. These are mine over here, so you can kind of see the difference between last year and this year. I will talk a little bit about those changes as well, but in case you are totally new to MakseLife, I do want to give you a little bit of an overview into their goal setting system. So the MakseLife goal setting system comes in every single one of their planners, whether you purchase a daily, a flagship, a dated planner, an undated planner. It comes in every single one of their planners. The goal setting pages are fundamentally the same, you know, some sizing differences based on which planner size you order. The flagship is a 7x9. They have some A5 planners as well. The companion notebooks are A5. Or if you already have a planner that you love, or planners that you love, or if you're a bit of a planner hopper like I am, meaning I tend to jump around between planners and not use the same thing for the whole year, the quarterly companion notebooks might be the product for you. This is just the goal setting and goal setting pages from the MakseLife system, and it's meant to be paired with any planner that you already love. As I already mentioned, the quarterly companion notebooks is what I've been using for my goal setting all year. I absolutely love it. I still plan with me or goal set with me videos in there, so you can check that out. I will make sure to link that playlist below, from everything from my setting my annual goals at the beginning of the year to my monthly goals, and I do occasionally film weekly action items in some of my planning videos in here as well, and otherwise I tend to film those as speed plan with me. So lots of MakseLife stuff going on. I absolutely love the MakseLife system. I have said it before and I will say it again. I am having just absolutely the best and most productive year of my life, and a large part of that is in thanks to MakseLife and really the work that I have put in to my MakseLife goal planning, and I just absolutely love this system. I cannot speak highly of it enough. I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend MakseLife if you are looking for a goal setting planner, and if you are looking to do some goal setting work but the planners are not in your budget. They actually offer almost everything from the goal setting pages that are in the planners for free on their website as a printable, and you can start there if you want to check it out first. I highly recommend checking that out. You do have to sign up for their email list, but that's it. You don't have to pay for it or anything like that. They have all of their goal setting pages, all of the preliminary work, all of like the monthly and weekly work even that you do, available for free on their printable library. So the quarterly companion notebooks are A5 size notebooks, and again, they're meant to be in companion to a planner. They literally say the perfect companion to any planner on them, and you get 4 notebooks plus a 5th one for your annual goals. So the way that this works is there's one for each quarter, so 3 months, and after every 3 months you change to a new book, and then your annual goals sit in here. I love this because you can look at your goals in your planner at the same time. I love this because if I switch planners, I don't have to recopy down any goals work anywhere. But I also love this because you can look at your annual goals and your monthly goals at the same time, which is something I do quite frequently, especially when I'm writing my monthly goals out. I'll keep my annual goals open instead of having to flip back and forth between the pages. They're all right there. So I think that that is a really awesome thing about the companion notebooks, and one of the things that I absolutely love about them. Again, these are the new ones. They got a very stylish makeover for this year that I'm super excited about. These are the ones from last year. This is the one that I'm using right now. You can see that it's just, I mean, these are really nice too, and it had like a kind of cardstocky cover last year, and just the stripes, and every quarter was a different color stripe, and it had the gold foil, and now they have kind of like a vegan leather style cover. They're like a little bit more, I don't know, aesthetic looking. They're very pretty. They've got the rounded corners now, and like a little bit of silver embossing to say the thing. And actually they have different quotes on them this year. So last year it was just begin, good things are coming, hold on to your vision, and dare to dream. You can do them in any order you want. This is an undated system. This year you've got your only limit is your mind in this absolutely gorgeous dark teal color. Trust the timing of your life in this gray. Good things take time in the light blue, and just begin again and again. Again, if I use the quarterly companion notebooks again this year, which I'm like 95% sure I'm going to be doing, then I will be using this one first. I I'm 100% using the MakseLife system this year, but I'm also fairly certain that I'm going to be using the quarterly companion notebooks again for all of the reasons that I said. Just like I said, I just have a really hard time committing to a planner. I tend to jump around a lot, and I have been using my MakseLife all year long, even as I've changed up what I've been doing in my functional system. So then you also get this one, which is the annual notebook. This one is a bit slimmer than the other ones, as you can see, and I really, really love this. So this was the annual notebook last year. It had like just this light gray chevron, and then this year we have this really, really pretty like pinstripe almost, or like wood grain almost, I guess. It's not quite wood grain, it's too symmetrical for that, but maybe like a pinstripe. Really, really pretty. We're gonna start with this one because it is the annual one. To my knowledge, I believe these are the same paper as last year, but we will take a look at the paper and do a pen test and all of that good stuff as well. So this is what you open to in here in the first page of the MakseLife. Again, this looks pretty similar to last year. I do think that I was gonna say I think there's less color, but they're not. It's pretty much the same thing. It says the power in these pages belong to, and then it has space for your contact information if that's a thing you fill out. Before I forget, the MakseLife companion notebook, so for a full year's worth of goal setting, is $58, and it is undated, so you can start it anytime. I do plan to start it with the new year since I have the one I'm currently working in now, and that gives you all 4 of the companion notebooks plus the annual goal setting notebook, which we are looking at right now. So when you open it up, it's got like a little message from Sierra about what MakseLife is all about, ways to find them. They have a super, super vibrant and active social community, a really active Facebook group, a really active Instagram presence. They share a lot of content from other creators that are in their community. I absolutely love the way that they use their social media to just like help inspire and empower. They post really cool coaching tips that are super, super useful on their own feed as well. So I'm a huge fan of MakseLife in general. It's also a really inclusive environment. It's designed to work for anyone, and it really does feel like a family, and they are just a really awesome brand. So I'm really proud to be a part of their affiliate team and also to be a part of the review crew this year. So then you get into the steps, and it goes through the whole goal setting process. Once again, I will be filming my annual goals, and that video will be up at some time in December when I start to work on them, and I will be working my way through this step. Again, this will be my second year using the MakseLife system. If you want to check out my annual goals from last year, you can definitely check that out. Again, I do film in this all of the time, but basically you've got basically everything that's in here, some information on how to set goals, and then the steps. So the first step is the compass assessment, which we'll take a look at in a second. Then you set your intentions, your annual goals and visions, and then we get into like the work where you do your annual goals, then you break your annual goals down into monthly goals and weekly actions. And there's also a very heavy emphasis in reflection, quarterly reflection and monthly reflection, even weekly reflection. And I found the reflection process really, really important to my own goal setting and to my own progress. And it's something that I've really grown to love that I didn't necessarily love so much at the beginning of the year. So you start with the compass assessment, and I really, really love this. This was one of the things that first attracted me to MakseLife, the compass assessment, which I took several times for free from their printables before I purchased a MakseLife. It's basically just like a getting to know you quiz. If you are a person that loves magazine quizzes, this is for you. You rank your lives. There are 8 focus areas in the MakseLife system where you set your goals. They are personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. So like your home, your car, all of that kind of stuff. And again, this is designed to work for everyone. So it says family and relationships. It doesn't say spouse. It doesn't say husband. It doesn't say wife. It doesn't say anything super, super specific. You can make this what you want. Again, same with spiritual and personal growth. This is not a religious brand, like 100% not a religious affiliated brand. I get a little bit uncomfortable with the word spiritual, but when you really dive into the categories and the questions that you're asking you can tell that it's coming from a place of like really getting to know yourself, not from a place of like any specific religion. So basically here is your little life compass there. You take this assessment, which you can find again online in their free printables library if you want to check it out. It's got, I think, 8 questions in each category, and you rate yourself from 1 to 10 and then take some averages, and that kind of gives you a average of for each area of where you're at in life. You know, what areas are your strengths, what areas are your weaknesses, how you want to spend your time. I also found the questions extremely, extremely helpful for one, evaluating my life, thinking about things that I maybe hadn't thought of before, and then 2, also like helping me think through what things were important to me versus what things weren't, and really helping me inform how I wanted to set my goals and what kinds of things I wanted to work on for the year. Then after that, you kind of go back to the compass thing. You can write in your score here, fill it in, make it all pretty. It's actually a little bit smaller in here this year than it was last year. Yeah, this is my one from last year. So you can see the page does look a little bit different, and I was trying to get all fancy with coloring it in and all of that good stuff. Anyway, after you have your compass assessment done, you've spent that time really thinking things through, you can go through and set your intentions for the year. Again, this page also got a teensy bit of a makeover this year. It still has all of the same information, but it's just like the coloring on it is a little bit different. You had like this green bar here versus like the box, and other than that, it's pretty much the same. It looks like the questions are all the same as well. So just a little sheet to help you make your intentions for the year, to pick a word of the year, why you want to pick that as your word, what it means to you. So I really love that because I actually ended up choosing for this year, my word was play. And I feel like that's a slightly unconventional word, and it's not something like that's as common as you see for other people for their word of the year. And I liked having this space to kind of explain why I picked that to myself, and then also, you know, to post pictures of it and explain it to other people. But it's been a really great word for me this year. I have no idea what my word is going to be for next year. I'm excited to dive into this, but I'm not quite ready to let go of 2022 yet. But anyway, so you do your intentions and then you have your goals. One of the things that I love about the MakseLife system, about the goals, is there's a lot of encouragement here to, 1, think realistically, but 2, it's okay to change your mind. One of my favorite coaching tips that they posted this year was about doing an annual goals inventory, about refreshing your goals as you need and not feeling guilty if you want to change them, if you need to change them. And that's something that I've incorporated into my goal setting this year, and that I've found just tremendously powerful. So again, I love this system, but I also just love the support that comes with it that you don't have to pay for. Of course, they have Club Makse if you want a little extra support. That is a paid membership where you get coaching sessions like in a group setting with Sierra. There's also an extra Facebook page and different stuff like that. And they have like different topics that they do every month. If you're interested in more about that, you can let me know in the comments down below and I can talk more about that. But there's still so much support, even if you don't want to pay any extra money for it, even if you don't want to pay anything and you want to just do printables and, you know, and check out their Instagram and stuff. There's a lot of free resources from MakseLife available. So it's, again, committing to goals, reviewing your goals, and removing goals so you can take things out and not feel guilty about it. I have actually taken a couple of my goals from the beginning of the year out and just said, you know what, this isn't working for me. I don't want to do this and I'm not going to. So really, really powerful. And then there's a bunch of tips on writing goals for you and what are the 3 types of goals. So in MakseLife, we've got our stretch goals, our progress goals, and maintenance goals. Again, it's easy. It's okay to say that something's working really well in your life and you just want to maintain it how it is. And I really love that like not everything needs to be about growth. Not everything needs to be about the sky is the limit. And they encourage you to actually only set like 1 to 3 stretch goals per year. Most of your goals are going to be progress goals. It's okay to have maintenance goals if things are working well. So I think that that's really awesome. Again, it's just a really flexible goal setting system. So then you've got your annual goals. You break them down into monthly goals, and then you break your monthly goals down into weekly action items, and there is space to do all of that in these quarterly companion notebooks. Then you also have what are your weekly reflection items, like what your Then this also outlines your weekly reflection questions. So these are not printed in every reflection space of the MakseLife. You can set that up as you do. I typically use stencils to make a little journaling space for it. I've really liked that. I've gotten into that in this past quarter, but you can just do whatever you want. But they do have some questions here that will help you get started. Then here they have a list of just basically like keywords that you can take a look at and to help you get inspired for the different areas. So if you look at the personal, you've got self-image, fulfillment, support. If you look at work and learning, it says like career and job, but you could also do parenting, homeschooling, post-retirement activities. Again, just giving you ideas, like if you may not think a particular area, you may not think a particular area applies to you, but they have made it inclusive enough to really apply to anyone. I mentioned before, I don't love the word spiritual, but if you look in here and you look through the keywords on the category, in addition to having things like religion or faith, they also have personal development, self-actualization, compassion for self, compassion for others, journaling, gratitude. So lots of nature, meditation. So lots of different things. It can mean different things to different people. And I found that really helpful when I was first starting with the system and getting to know the categories. I still have some things that I feel like overlap between the different categories, but you can kind of make it what you want, and it's very flexible, but it does help you kind of bucket things. Again, these words are really helpful, and the actual assessment quiz is very helpful as well. I will say that the writing looks like it's printed in a slightly paler font than it was last year. I'm just pointing that out. Yeah, maybe just like a teensy drop. And some of the colors have actually changed ever so slightly. So it's the same colors as last year, but there are some tonal adjustments, and that has to do with the MakseMarkers, which unfortunately didn't make it here in time for the review crew team to take a look at. I do have those coming, and I will talk more about them in a little while, but the colors are overall the same color. Like you still have like gray for home, green for finance, a teal color for spiritual and personal growth. I would say this is the color that actually changed the most. And then you have like this purplish blue, the real true purple, red or pink, and yellow for personal, and then orange for fun and recreation. They just tweaked the colors slightly so that they could get a better match on the pens, which I think is really, really cool as someone who is constantly color coding things and lives by this color coding. The MakseLife color coding it permeates its way through a lot of my planners just so that I can keep my mind organized. Anyway, after that super helpful page, that also all of these pages are perforated so you can tear them out. I know a lot of people like to tear this page out. Again, you can also find it as a printable. This just says, use this space to create a list, a mind map of ideas, dreams, and goals for the coming year. Have fun. The possibilities are endless. Last year, I turned this into a 22 fun things to do in 2022. Again, leaning into my theme of play. So I don't know what I'll do with this page for next year, but you have a little bit of space to kind of do whatever you want. And then you've got your annual goals page here. And here, the biggest change in this from last year is that instead of being lined, they are dot grid, and I am here for it 100%. I love dot grid. I think everything should be dot grid. I would completely get rid of lined paper and just have only dot grid paper if that were an option. I absolutely love dot grid. It's just really flexible. A lot of people out there do just like write out and list their goals, but some people like to get creative with it, make like more movement in their page. Some people, I know Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans, who I'm a huge fan of, and actually is the person who first introduced me to the MakseLife system. She does like a little mind map for each of her annual goal areas, and I think it looks really, really cool. And I think she's really gonna like this dot grid. I really like this dot grid. So for the annual goals, you have 2 per page. So you have 2 full spreads, open spreads. So 4 pages of annual goal space, and it's split personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationship. And then on the next set of pages, you've got health and wellness and spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. And you also have every single one, you have this space. You've got a little line for a focus for the area. And then how will my life improve by reaching these health and wellness goals? So you just have a little sentence there that you can write about each and every one of those. And then at the back here, the last page in this has your space to make a vision board. Again, here is mine from last year. I just did like a little whole stickering thing and tried to find stickers in my collection that matched with like the goals in each of my categories. I had a lot of fun doing this. It's not something I look at super often. You could definitely do something more practical, but I do really like the way this looks. It is a really fun thing. And I will probably do something similar for this year because I just, like I said, I did really like it. And then on the back here, there are some quick goal setting tips, and then you get to the back page of the little annual notebook. So then on the front, you do have your little compass assessment wheel here. I actually think this is part of their new branding look, so I think that that wheel is going to be on a lot of different things. It's just on the cover of that one. It's not on the cover of any of the companion notebooks, which we can dive into what's in the companion notebook now. So here is the teal one that says your only limit is your mind. On the inside, all of these are going to be the same as each other. Again, you can start with any one of these. They're undated, and you can just pick which one you want to start with. And then here are the colors again. And these, I believe, actually match the covers of the daily planner, and some of like the overall aesthetic of all of the line is like a very similar color palette, and everything has like kind of a very nice look about it. Anyway, so then you have that pinstripe that was on the cover of the annual notebook on the inside here, and it is like it's that more glossy feeling paper that is on the inside of this cover. And then again, you get your MakseLife Goal Setting Companion Notebook. It still has the space to write your name if that's something you do, of the finding yourself, and then it just says building inner wealth is our definition of success, and it has a quote from Sierra, and then you get right in. So it starts with a monthly page. Again, it's undated. I actually typically don't use these monthly calendars. A5 monthly calendars and I are just not friends. I have a bigger planner that I use for monthly stuff, but it is a fairly standard undated monthly spread here. It is a Sunday start calendar, and it has space up at the top to write your month, and then it's blank on the other side, and then it does have a notes section as well. So then you just turn the page and you get right into your monthly goals. Basically the same setup as the annual goals, only this is lined instead of dot grid, and it's a bit smaller, so you have 4 categories per page instead of 2 categories per page for the annual goals. So you have personal, fun, work and learning, family and relationships on one side, and then health, spiritual, financial, and physical environment on the other side. I have been using this all year, and I have found that it is plenty of space for all of my monthly goals. If you want an example of what a monthly goals page looks like, here is what mine look like. These are my October goals. I've actually been running a little bit of washi at the top and covering that with a sticker lately that says October, but that is just how I use that space. Again, I do film Plan With Me's in there. So then after you get into your monthly goals, you get 5 pages for each month that are the weekly action items. So you get 1 blank dot grid paper that really small at the top just says reflect on wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, adjustments needed, and then you get basically your monthly page condensed down into a 1-page spread for your weekly action items. I think that's really informative. Like if you think about how much you want to write or how much you want to think or plan for your annual goals, you have the most space, then you narrow that down, not taking on too much for any one month for your monthly space, and then even less than that for a week, because it's supposed to be realistic and have a list of things that you could actually accomplish, not just copying your whole annual goals over and then never actually getting anything done. So I try and be really realistic with my weekly action items, and that has helped me make a lot of progress this year. There's just something to said for making realistic to-do lists. Anyway, then you also have the space for reflection. So the writing at the top is really small, and I typically don't like white it out or anything. I just write reflections right on top of it, and then I do different things in here. Again, this is one of my favorites though, where I just draw in I have a stencil that sets that up really easily to do 5 different buckets for my different wins, things that are working, not working, lessons learned, and items for next week, which is actually just supposed to be adjustments, but it's more helpful for me to have a space for next week. So that is what that is, and these are my weekly action items for this week. So again, it looks fairly similar to last week. There's like some slight printing differences this year to last year. Here's a blank one versus a blank one. Here you can kind of see the differences, the slight differences in like the font size and boldness and in the colors and stuff like that. But overall, it's the same goal setting guts. There's just like a little bit of stylistic changes, if you will, but everything is fairly minor, and the pages are rounded this year. So again, like I said, you get 5 of those for each month because it is undated. So you will always have enough space unless like you mess like 3 in a row up, which I have not done yet. So fingers crossed for that. And then you get into your monthly reflections at the end. Oh, this is actually a small change too. Okay, so previously this page was dot grid, which I will get to in a second. So then you have your space for your monthly reflections, and the monthly reflections has the actual prompts versus the weekly reflections where you can just kind of write in the prompts that you want or the prompts that are suggested in the annual goals notebook. And then there's space to like rate your overall satisfaction for the month. And then there is a blank page next to it. This is lined now. It did used to be dot grid. I do still wish it was dot grid. I'm just a dot grid kind of person, but I still will totally use this page. I actually use this page a lot. I typically use this page every month now, and I put in something that's like specific to the goals that I want to work on. Like for September when we were working on back to school stuff, I just had like a brain dump of all the back to school stuff going on. And then I also like to list out all of the habits that I'm going to be working on and potentially tracking for the month, because I tend to change my habit tracker from week to week. I know not everybody does, but I tend to change my habit tracker for week to week, even though overall I have like a bucket of whatever it is, 15 or so at this point, different habits that I've been working on all year. So anyway, that is something I typically use that page for. And then you get right into the next month. So again, you have your space for your calendar, your monthly goals, and then you go right back into your weekly action items. And that repeats and repeats for 3 months. And then you get to your last month in here. You still have space for your monthly reflections, even at the end of the quarter. And then you go into your quarterly assessment. So you take the compass assessment again. It is not printed again in the quarterly notebooks. You can go back to your annual notebook or go print it out from their free printable website and take the assessment again. A lot of people like to take it blind, basically like not looking at their results from last time. I personally like to look at my results from last time and like think through in my state of mind now, do I feel better or worse about something? Because otherwise I just feel like otherwise I feel like too much of my mood gets into it. It's a lot easier for me to say like, oh, I gave myself a 7 last month or last quarter, but I'm feeling much better about that. So maybe I need an 8 now, or I'm feeling worse about that, I need a 6. You know, that for me, that's a little bit easier, but however you want to do it, there's no hard and fast rules to this. And then you have some quarterly reflections, and then the back here has some lined note pages. Again, I actually think that these used to be dot grid, yeah. So I like dot grid, as I mentioned. It's not like a huge deal and it's not a huge change. That is probably like the only negative. I overall love the aesthetic of these so much, and I think they're so beautiful, and I really do like the look of them. Not that I don't like these, but I do like the new line a lot better, but I would have preferred to keep the dot grid in the back, but I will still use these pages. And these pages in the back is typically where I do my quarterly goals refresh, which again, I got that from one of the coaching tips available on their Instagram. Here is my Q3 goals inventory or goals refresh from last year. I did a Q2 one, and I actually think I did a Q1 one as well. Can look in my old planners. Yeah, I think so. So I don't use all of these pages, but yeah, I did quarterly refreshments in there, and that's what I use those pages in the back for. So then you're all the way at the back, and the back has a little pocket there, which I don't believe I've ever used, but it's nice to have if you want to stick something in that. And then this is pretty slim still. I would say it's like pretty much just as slim as it was last year. I think the cover is just ever so slightly thicker than last year, but this is still going to totally fit in the pocket of another planner or to be tucked into something if that's what you want to do with it, if that's what you do with it. I don't tend to move my planners around a lot, so I typically just keep this in my planning cart until I'm ready to use it. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do a quick pen test now. I already know that this is really nice paper and that I like it, and I'll just do the pen test now, and I'll just mention that I did it again at the end of the other planner, but we're not going to do the pen test twice. Okay, so I've got a gel pen, a Papermate Flare, a Tombow dual brush pen, 2 dot markers, a lighter color and a bolder color, a Zebra mild liner, and then an Erin Condren stamping marker. So let's go ahead and test all of these pens. I will also grab a sticker and stick that down and then stick that up and pull it back up as well. And here is a sticker. It's from Sticker Guru from the kit I was using last week in my daily duo. This paper, I don't typically do a lot of stickering in here, but I do use the stickers and like the washi, and I've never had any problems with this paper. Again, I do use markers, dot markers and mild liners in here all of the time, and I've never had any problem with it. It looks like the Erin Condren stamping marker may have just bled through just the teensiest, tiniest bit. Everything else is not bleeding through. The bolder press of the dot marker and like a little bit the Tombow are shadowing slightly, but again, it's all relatively minor. This is really nice paper. I was just giving it a feel. It feels like the same paper as last year to me. It is a nice bright white paper, and it is 120 GSM paper, so it's going to be good with pretty much any marker or pen that you want to use in here, except for like a permanent ink pen like a Sharpie. Don't write with that in your planner. But other than that, you're gonna be good to go with whatever you want to use. And that is the quarterly companion notebooks. Again, when you get to the end of one quarter, you get to pick which quarter you use after that. It's really exciting for me at the beginning of the year to think through the order that I'm going to put them in, and then I can put them in this little book. So I have the Folio. So before I jump into the other planner that I got, I will just briefly mention the Folio. There are two colors available. This is Luna. It pretty much matches with this one. It's like a little bit darker, but it's kind of like a similar color. And then there's also one in the Storm, which I believe is this darker gray color. It's basically a traveler's notebook with some fancy pockets that I cannot wait to decorate up. And it is a 4-string TN, so you could put 4 different things in here. You've also got like a pocket, some stuff here. You could stick some sticky notes. It's got a pen loop, and then it closes like this. And it is actually pretty firm. So I've stored my companion notebooks in a A5 size traveler's notebook all year. This is like super flimsy. I do like this. I bought this from a company in Spain called Cantonada, and I just wanted something to keep all of my companion notebooks together. But then what I saw, which was like my attention when I first saw this and was like, ooh, this is so pretty. I'm gonna stick all of my companion notebooks in here. And then I just use a jump band to get like the 5th one in here, which again, like the annual notebook is pretty thin anyways. But so you could stick that in here. That's really chunky. I don't think it quite fits because I actually think the intention was not for you to stick all 4 companion notebooks in here in the same time. It was to stick one of the companion notebooks and then some of the other guided reflections notebooks and journaling notebooks that you could get, and the plain dot grid notebooks that you can get. So I'll have to make a little setup, maybe my annual notebook, my monthly notebook, and my reflections and intentions notebooks. So we'll talk more about those in a minute, but I did just want to share that I do have this absolutely, absolutely gorgeous Folio. Again, I think it's like a vegan leather. It's got like a really nice like hatch on it. It's like there's a texture to it, and then it says MakseLife. It's embossed in black, and it has like gray elastics. The color on the inside is a little bit lighter. I love these elastics. Like you can't see the knot on them anywhere. They've got like this little silver thing instead of the knot. I think that's really, really fancy. I've never had a traveler's notebook with that, and I really, really like it because usually I'm always like trying to move things around to hide the knot, but that is really nice. You have some secretarial pockets and some card slots there. I am a huge fan of decorating traveler's notebooks. I used to be in a traveler's notebook as my main planner, and then rings after that, which I'm not in either of those things anymore, but I still find things to decorate. So you can throw little papers in there and make it look all nice. I'm sure I will do something, although this is absolutely gorgeous on its own. It's A5 size, designed to fit the companion notebooks plus their other journaling notebooks, and this is $42. And again, there are 2 colors available, and this is the Luna color. Okay, let's go into the other planner next, and then I'll do the accessories I have. So the Flagship planners come in these absolutely, absolutely gorgeous boxes. This is a full year dated planner. There are 2 layouts, horizontal and vertical. And again, I have the horizontal layout this year because I really surprised myself. It has gold print on it that says MakseLife, and then there are, I believe, 4 different covers to choose from. So there's 2 covers that were designed by featured artists. Each one is from a different artist. And then there's 1 cover that has like a quote on it, and then 1 cover that is actually in the storm gray. So like in a plain gray cover. And you have a gold wire O binding on all 3 of the planners except the gray one, which has a silver wire O binding, I believe. So that there's no like choice on that or anything like that. And if you are not new to my channel, you will know that I'm not the hugest fan of wire O binding. It's just not my favorite. I prefer a regular quill, but this is actually looks like fairly nice wire O binding. And I've heard from other people that the wire O color, the binding color, is actually the quill color is slightly different than last year. So if you have a Flagship, that's just something to be aware of. The cover is like a hard chipboard and it's just absolutely beautiful. And like I mentioned before, I absolutely love Cindy's channel and was just really happy to be able to see that she designed a cover. I wanted to support her, but I also absolutely love this. This one is called Blackberry Field. Modern Chevron is the other cover that was designed by a featured artist, and you can find out more about that on the MakseLife Instagram page if that is something that interests you. That cover is also really beautiful. That was definitely my second choice, but I did decide to go with this one. I also just really love purple, so that is that. As far as why I decided to get the horizontal, basically I really love MakseLife, and like I said, I'm probably want to use the companion notebooks. Again, like I said, I'm fairly certain but not 100% certain, and I also really love my daily planner, and I'm happy with that. It's the part in between that, what I want to do for monthly, what I want to do for weekly planning, if I want to just decide to be a planner hopper and just like commit to that as a lifestyle, that's a little bit more in flux. And I've been really intrigued by horizontal spreads lately and horizontal layouts, and have been considering some horizontal layouts for my lineup. So while I had the opportunity to pick these up on the review crew price and also just for review, I decided to try it out and just step outside my comfort zone. So I picked up a horizontal layout. So again, you get, this is the same paper that's in the quarterly companion notebooks. So I'm not going to pen test this again. This paper is very nice. If you happened to skip over that part, I did a pen test at the end of my quarterly companion notebooks. It's great paper. You can use pretty much any pens besides Sharpies. Here was my pen test again, and it works. This paper holds up really well to all pens and markers, except for pretty much permanent ink markers. Anyway, so you have your cover page here. It says 2023 and the power in these pages belong to, and then you get the same intro work that you get in the quarterly companion notebooks, the same goal setting system. All of the same pages for the goal setting system are available in here, your different types of goals, your action items, all of that. And the only difference is you get slightly more space because this is a 7x9 planner, and the companion notebooks are an A5 size planner. So again, all of these pages are exactly the same. Then you get into your planner pages. So on the tabs here, the tab pages are not printed on different paper. It is the same paper that is in the rest of the planner, and only the tab is laminated. It does say the full month January, and the tabs are a really nice gray color. And then you have your little building inner wealth is our definition of success. You've got your little MakseLife logo right there, and then a quote from Sierra. Then you have your monthly calendar. The calendar is a Sunday start, but there is no shading on the weekends, so it's a nice clean looking space. The color there, it's like a slight blue on the text print for the days of the week and also for the numbers, but in general it is a very neutral planner. Really great if you are a person that loves decorating. I personally prefer a Monday start to a calendar, but most planners have a Sunday start, and I actually recently learned that a lot of people prefer a Sunday start in monthly calendars even when their weeklies are a Monday start. It's also just got like a really nice plain font that says January. I really like the fonts in this. I think it's a really nice aesthetic, and this would be pretty easy to customize, cover things up with washi stickers, however you want to use this. And then it's just a fairly standard looking 7x9 calendar, and you've got a section for notes and then just a little thing that has February for next month. And then there is a quote on the monthly page, and actually I think on a lot of the pages. So then you have your January goals, and then you have a quote up here as well. So for me, that's another win for the companion notebook. You don't have any of the quotes in them. I am just not a quote person. So for me, that is another win in favor of the companion notebooks. Again, these would be pretty easy to cover up with like washi or stickers if you are also not a quote person. And if you want to keep them and you like quotes, then maybe this is your thing. But again, you have your monthly goals set up the same way. And then you get into, you have your reflections pages here. And then on your reflections pages in the Flagship, you do get a planning tip available. So that is something that's in favor of the flagship planners versus that you don't get in the quarterly companion notebook. So you do get a different coaching tip, I think, every single week in here. Again, they share a lot of coaching tips on their Instagram, so I don't really feel like I'm missing out on anything, but there's just different quotes or different tips for every week in there. And then you get into your weekly action items, which in this planner are dated, so that you're not, because this is a dated planner. And then after that, something that I do really like about this is you have your monthly calendar and your monthly goals, then your weekly action items, and it's not like all at the front, it's all interwoven together in the way that it's designed to be used. So you have your weekly action items, you set that first, and then you set up your planner pages. So this is their horizontal layout. I'm gonna flip to the middle because I just feel like it's easier to see in the middle. So now we're in June here and we can take a look at one of these spreads. So there's like very little bit of space at the top, very, very minimal at the top and the bottom. Most of the page is used, and it runs a Monday through Sunday. You have the same amount of space for every day. It's not smaller on the weekends or a split weekend day or anything like that. And then you have some lined space over here ending with a little heart and then a blank space on the side. It does say the day and the date, and it's printed. It's not like written out in numbers. And if there is a holiday, it's printed really, really small up at the top there. Pretty easy to cover if you didn't want that in there, or if you wanted to use a sticker or something like that. Then down at the bottom, you have your notes and your habits. So you have a little line notes section and then a full habit tracker, which has space for 8 habits, 8 weekly habits, and it has the circles already created so that you can fill out your habits for the week. So I do really like that. I think this is a really nice horizontal layout, and I was just really excited to see it. So that is why I went with the horizontal this year. I will definitely be using this at least sometimes, at least to play around with a little bit, but I don't think I'm gonna be a full-on horizontal convert after being a vertical person for so long. But I just thought it would be fun to have a horizontal planner, and this is actually, I think, the first horizontal planner that I've ever owned. So anyway, after you get through all of the weeks, it repeats, and at the end of the week, you get your same reflection space. Again, your reflections page has the tip on it, but it doesn't have the questions or anything written in, same as the quarterly companion notebooks. And then when you get the end of a month, you get your same monthly reflections question. And then, oh, I guess this is the end of a quarter as well. So if you were on not the end of the quarter, you wouldn't get that. You would just get your monthly reflections page, and then it would go on to the next page. And this one just says, learn to rest, not to quit. And that does not have the quote from Sierra on it, but there are quotes on all of the monthly and weekly action item pages. No, monthly, the monthly spreads and the monthly goals pages have quotes on them. The weekly pages do not have quotes on them. So then when you get to the end of the month, we'll flip through all of the cover pages, all of the tab covers in a second. You get to your quarterly assessment. Again, it's printed in the beginning of the book, or you can find it for free online. You do not get another copy every quarter. That would just chunk this up so much. And then you get your quarterly compass assessment, some questions, and then a blank note page, and then you go on to the back to the next page. So okay, so we're gonna flip through all the monthlies so you can see the cover pages, and then I will also show you the color of the month, because I just realized that each month has its own color that's printed ever so slightly on the monthly pages. Again, this is overall a very neutral planner. So again, building your inner wealth is our definition of success, and it's this bluish color. Then for February, you've got trust yourself more and pink. March, little steps make big things happen, and green. April, progress not perfection, and gray. Do it scared for May, and yellow. Oh, I like that yellow. Learn to rest, not quit for June, and this teal color. And then when you feel your best, you do your best. Again, it repeats back to that blue purple color. Find your fire for August, and that is purple. Own your story, gray for September. Enjoy the journey. It's like an orangey pink, so I guess it's not repeating. Your mindset is your superpower, teal, and then stay curious for December, and that is like pink or pink red again. So is that the same as the February color? Yes, I believe it is the same. So the colors are all in there twice, but it's not necessarily in the same order. I believe that's different this year than last year, and I believe they said that changes so that the color matches the season a little bit better. So you've got like a pink for February, but then it's also like a pinkish red, so it works for December. It's just like a little bit of a Judgment. You have gray for April, which is kind of a gray month. That's my birthday month, so, but I like gray because I like things to be neutral. But again, overall, it's pretty neutral. And then you get to the back and it says, after you have your last monthly reflections and your last quarterly compass, it says invest in your future self. And it's a little thing that says extras here. And then it's got a 2023-2024 calendar. So you can see all the colors printed here on the page. So some of them, there are some repeats, but not all repeats. So December and February to me look like they're the same color, as do January and July and April and September. But May and March, oh no, March and November are the same. They're green, and then October is orange and May is yellow. So it's a slight different, and then June is also does not have a repeat as well. So some of them are the same and some of them don't repeat, which is interesting. But again, I think it was designed to kind of match with an overall seasonal vibe rather than to just like repeat the colors again. So you get a 2023 and 2024 calendar, and then it looks like just some lined note pages in the back. And then you've got a folder here, a double-sided folder here. And again, like I said, the companion notebooks are designed to fit into the pocket of a folder, which they do fit into just barely here. And it says, dare to dream, learn to grow, celebrate progress, MakseLife. And then it says, do it imperfectly, give yourself grace, trust the process. And then you've got some stickers. So just one page of stickers here with some dots in. There are colors, some things that say stretch goal, some of the things that match like the icons for the categories. So you have like the little sparkler thing for fun, and then some labels and different stuff in the color coding here. And then you've got another pocket here, like a nice accordion style pocket, which definitely will fit a companion notebook in it. If I can just squeeze that in there. Again, that one it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it does fit into that planner pocket there. I really like that pocket. The accordion ones are nice. And then that is it. And then I try not to destroy the coil because I am just like a known coil hard time destroyer of coils kind of a person. But anyway, I got that one closed. And then you have this gray band that looks really nice with this and matches really perfectly. And that closes up. And that is the Flagship horizontal planner. The planner is 7x9 and it is $76. It comes with all the goal setting stuff. It comes with the planner pages. The vertical one is the same size and the same price. It just has a different layout inside. And you can check that out over on their Instagram, or if you want me to find a channel for you, a bunch of people are going to be reviewing that as well. So definitely just search that hashtag, and if you have any problems, let me know in the comments. So now that we've done the planners, let's jump into the accessories and journaling items that I have. I'm really excited for all of these items as well. The first thing that I want to mention, I actually don't have in my hand. They didn't make it to the warehouse in time to be included in our review crew orders, but I will be getting them. I do have them coming, and I will share them as soon as I have them, and that is the MakseMarkers. I will put a picture up if I can. Otherwise, just check them out on Instagram. Basically, it is a highlighter marker that matches. It's supposed to match really perfectly with the MakseLife color scheme, the like color coordinated color coding that goes with each of the life categories. And they actually went back and forth between the planner printed colors and the ink colors and tried to make it so that it matched exactly. And that's why there were some adjustments to the overall colors this year. So it's supposed to be a really great match. I cannot wait to take a look at those. I will definitely be talking more about them when I get them. They actually come in a set of 9. In addition to the 8 life area colors, there is one darker gray color that's also included that they're calling Makse Gray, and they're sold in a like rounded container, and the price for those is $24, and I am so excited to take a look at those, but unfortunately I do not have them. They didn't make it, like I said, to the warehouse in time to be sent with the rest of our review crew stuff. But what I do have first and foremost right here is the new Stencil bookmark. So this is a metal stencil, and it slips on to a planner page and works like a bookmark if you want to use it that way. If you watch this channel, you probably know I'm very much in a stenciling phase of my planning journey right now, and I use stenciling. I use a stencil like every single day in all of my planners. planner, so I was really excited when I saw that MakseLife was going to be having a stencil. This is $12. It is metal and it is silver. You can use the straight edge like a ruler. You could use it to rip washi, and then it's got some check boxes, some hexagons, some hearts and circles, and then some kind of planner shapes to put in appointments or a flag, a little thing here. Actually, that one looks like it might even be highlighter with. Let me grab a pad of paper really quick. We will use the page that I pen tested here. The one I wanted to try out was this little one here. This looks like it's not quite, but it's almost the size of a highlighter with. So that's kind of fun. I was just thinking of my Chrissy Ann Designs Katie K collab stencil, which does have that. But basically, you can just use this to make a checklist. These check boxes do line up with the lines on the paper, so you won't have to move the stencil, and you can make a perfectly sized checkbox. I obviously did that one super crooked, but I've been having a lot of fun with stencils lately. I think they're really great to use in planners, so I cannot wait to use these. I will definitely be using these in my weekly action items this week, and probably before that in some other planners, but I did pick that up, and again, that is $12. The other thing that I was super excited to see is this notepad in a new format. So they sell their daily planning pages in a notepad, and I do actually have those from last year that I liked to use sometimes before I had a full-on daily planner. But this is the weekly overview. So if you have one of the daily planners, or if you've seen one of the daily planners, and the way that those planners work, they're undated, but at the beginning of the week, you get this weekly overview, and then it goes into your daily pages. And now you can get the daily pages as the notepad. I really like that. I think it's super cool. I love this layout, and I love this for a weekly overview spread. This is one of the things that has been making me think about a horizontal layout, because this is a frequent setup that I use for a short, brief weekly overview spread. So you just get a space for week of, focus, and then it's got the days of the week down on the side, full day, full space for each day, no splitting of the weekend, so you do have full space for Saturday and Sunday, and then it's just got a little horizontal bar. What I usually do when I do this is I'll just put the date number in, and then I'll do like a little section for weather, a little section for meals, and then I put any like appointments or reminders or time sensitive stuff in there, and it's just like the perfect little amount of space. So I will definitely be using this tons. I was really excited to see this, and this is $10. Then the last items that I have are the reflections and journaling notebooks. So I have 3 of these. I'm putting them all together. The 2 that I purchased were the Daily Intentions notebook and the Daily Reflections and Gratitude notebook. These are also A5 size notebooks. They're honestly like about the same size as the companion notebooks, and they came packaged up like this in these really nice plastic bags that had like the sticker and about on them. So here's the one for the Daily Intentions notebook. It says A5 with 60 pages, 30 sheets, and these are both the same size. They have the same vegan leather type cover as well. These are each $16, and it's basically 60 days worth of reflections and daily intentions. So the format of these are the same for every day. It's like a spread that you could do at the beginning of every day, and you get 60 days worth of it. I will not be using this every day, but I thought it would be fun to have for sometimes. I'm just not always going to have time or energy or want to do it, but I thought it would be fun to do sometimes and to take a look at, and just a little bit of a reflection. I've been trying to do more journaling lately, so I thought this would be really perfect. So this one is the Daily Reflections. The color is based on which one you pick or which one you select. You don't get like a color choice or anything. So the Reflections one is meant to be at the end of the day, and it just says how I felt today, energy level, mood, both scale 1 to 10. I'm grateful for, and then it lists out five things that you should lift out. Something that brought me joy, today's wins, how I grew today, I'm proud of myself for, what is something I can do to make tomorrow a good day. So I really like this. It's really positive. It's really focused on like the good. And sometimes I think, especially if I'm feeling down, I find something like this really helpful to help me snap back better, snap out of it, get to sleep more peacefully, all of those things. So I just really like this, and you just get 60 of them, guided prompts that you can use. Obviously you could do this on your own in any journal, but sometimes it's nice to have something like this to give you that little extra push and to just sit down and do it. So it is just a really nice notebook. And again, again, I could use my Folio and pair like a companion notebook, the reflections notebook, my annual goals, and just kind of stick them all in and make myself a little Makse TN, which I'm really excited about. So then the daily intentions works the same way. It's in this really pretty blue color. I absolutely love this color. And again, it is the same prompts for every single day. And this one is meant to be used at the beginning of the day. Honestly, I will likely use this one a little bit less than the reflections and gratitude. It's just morning time is so, so precious. And you know, when you're trying to get 3 kids out the door and a husband out the door, all to work in various schools and all of like that, time is certainly a premium in the morning, but I could always circle back and do that after I get everyone out of the door before I start my to-do list for the day. So anyway, we shall see, but it says daily intentions. How am I feeling? How do I want to feel? What do I need today to feel good? What do I want to attract to myself today? Today I will let go of, say no to. Today I will embrace. Who is someone I want to make a mindful connection with today? What is something I can do in 15 minutes or less that will positively impact my life? And today's mantra or affirmation. And again, it just repeats on all of the sides of the page, and it is so you get 60 days worth of intentions. And one thing that I also really like about this is the lines here are printed, like the actual lines are gray, but there's like the little subtle touches of the MakseLife color scheme running throughout this. So you have like the blue, the yellow, the orange, the red. That's really nice. And one thing that I always like to do when I'm working in something related to the MakseLife, or if I feel like I need to organize it, I will just go ahead and incorporate the MakseLife color coding system in it. You probably saw when I showed my quarterly companion notebooks that I'm currently using. I color code my reflections, and I'll use like if my win was in work, or if my win was in the fun category, I'll throw in that splash of red or in that splash of orange just to help me like really focus in on that. So I think that that could be really fun and powerful in your intentions or in your reflections notebook as well. So those are the 2 notebooks, and again, they are $16 a piece. You can pick up multiples if you think this is a thing you're going to use every day. You could pick up one to use it to try, or just use the prompts to help you journal in your own space. So then similar to that, this one I still do have in its packaging. This is actually going to be available for sale. It is $8 if you purchase it, but it is, if you're shopping on launch day, this will be included free with your purchase, and it is your 2022 year-end reflections. I am so excited for this. I'm really, really excited that they did this, that they're including this. I think it's a really, really great launch day gift, and I will definitely be working through this little booklet as part of my own goal setting process for next year. So I actually haven't looked at this at all yet. I'm really excited to see what's inside. Again, it's just got like the power in these pages belong to, and your little cover page there, and all of your, you know, review all of your like contact information, and it says review, reflect, and celebrate your progress in their Makse color scheme, and just like a little note from Sierra. There is space for you to do like a final compass assessment for the end of the year. There's a lot of space to mark up your compass assessments for the end of the year, but I kind of think that that's like a cool space to put one in. Although I don't know about necessarily, then you're kind of just copying it, because like I don't know that it really makes sense that you need to do it twice so close together. If you're doing it once for the year-end review and once for your goal setting, I would probably just copy over the information. But you've got the area of your life that increased the most, the area that increased the least. I really like this. It says current and start of 2022. Usually in the quarterly assessments, you just do the current and the last one. So that's kind of cool to look back over the course of an entire year and really reflect on how your whole year went and how much you've grown in the whole year. It says, yeah, you can use these pages to like prepare for your 2023 compass assessment. You have your wins for the year, some highlights and journaling space for the year, challenges, lessons, growth, gratitude, and there's just a little question for each of these to help you work through that. Again, it's just like some prompts for journaling, what's working, what's not working. Very similar to all of your weekly reflections, but maybe like going through, I was planning on maybe going through some of my old companion notebooks, taking a look at my different monthly goals, my different refreshes of my goals, and just kind of spending some time thinking about the overall year. Again, I've said in the beginning of this video, I think it's it's been a long night, so I'm not 100% sure. I am having an absolutely phenomenal year, and MakseLife is a huge component of that. So I'm really excited to work through this process and just reflect on everything that's happened over this year. Some things that are impact. Oh, this is about, I think this is for moving forward. Yeah, what do you want to adjust for next year? And then some reflections. I love this. The 3 words to describe 2022. What am I going to say no to in 2023? What am I going to say yes to? What will I stop apologizing for? Who is in my support network? I just really love this. It's just really great. And then space to write yourself a letter. Oh, that's really fun. Write a letter for your 2023 self. Use this as an opportunity to remind yourself of what you're working towards and why. Give yourself words of encouragement or channel a message to future self. Have fun and be kind to yourself. And then you can use this as a brain dump or notes for 2023. Take some notes about your goals, and there's just like some extra pages in the back here. So I think that this is really cool. It's really fun. Again, if you're purchasing this, it's $8. But if you're shopping on launch day, it is included in your order. I think this is a really nice year-end gift, like the perfect Makse gift. Something super useful, but also really pretty to go into your little planner stack here. Okay, I think we made it. That is everything I have from my MakseLife review crew order. I'm so excited that I got to share this with you. I hope you enjoyed getting to see everything. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, let me know in the comments down below. I will definitely answer you. I will make sure I can get you all of the information that I can, or I will find someone who can help you with those answers. Don't forget to follow MakseLife on all of their pages for even more, and follow me on all of my pages on Instagram and on TikTok as well if you are on either of those places at My Crafty Plans across all of the channels. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be shopping on launch day, and if you are, what you will be picking up. I cannot wait to see it, to hear what everyone is getting. And if you can and you want to, please use my affiliate link. Again, that does help support this channel, and I just absolutely love MakseLife. I am fully all in on the MakseLife system. I cannot stop recommending it to people, and it will definitely be a huge feature in my channel for the rest of this year and for next year as well. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.